Imagine downloading an app that doesn't just predict your death, it counts down to the exact second and never, ever gets it wrong. This story is from Daniel, a 27-year-old from Chicago, USA. He swears what I'm about to tell you is 100% true, and it has haunted him every single night since it happened. It all started one cold December night. Daniel was lying in bed, the glow of his phone the only light in the room. He wasn't looking for trouble, just scrolling through late-night forums, clicking through strange websites out of boredom. That's when he stumbled across a thread titled, "Do not download this app." Of course, that only made him more curious. The thread was filled with short, panicked comments. "It's real. Don't try it. I watched it happen." The app's name was the Death Clock. Supposedly, it could predict the exact date and time of your death. Daniel laughed at the idea. It sounded like one of those creepy internet hoaxes made to scare people. But when he clicked the download link, the screen flickered, almost like his phone glitched. The app didn't look normal. It wasn't colorful or flashy, just a black background with red numbers ticking down. A simple message at the top read, "Your countdown begins now." When Daniel opened it, the timer appeared instantly. 13 years, 2 months, 5 days, 12 hours, 46 minutes, and 19 seconds. The numbers began ticking down second by second. Daniel chuckled. "Okay, so I die when I'm 40? Sure." He tossed the phone aside and went to sleep, forgetting about it within minutes. But the next morning, everything changed. At work, Daniel mentioned the app to a coworker named Mark. Mark was the type who never believed in anything paranormal, always joking and brushing things off. Daniel handed him the phone, and within minutes, Mark had downloaded the app too. He smirked, expecting a silly result. But when the countdown appeared, Daniel noticed Mark's smile fade. The timer read just 6 hours left. Mark laughed it off nervously, saying it was stupid, a trick. The two joked about it through the morning. But 6 hours later, as Mark sat at his desk typing, he suddenly went rigid. His face went pale. Then, without warning, he collapsed. The office exploded into chaos, people rushing to help, calling for an ambulance. But by the time paramedics arrived, Mark was gone. Heart attack, they said. Completely unexpected. No family history. Just gone. Daniel froze in shock. His mind replayed the numbers he had seen on Mark's screen. 6 hours. Exactly 6 hours. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling, the glow of his phone on the nightstand. Curiosity battled with fear. He reached for the device, unlocked it, and opened the app again. His timer was still running. 13 years, ticking down. He felt both relieved and horrified. Over the next few days, Daniel became obsessed. He asked others to download the app, desperate to prove it was just coincidence. A woman at a bar, a stranger online, even his neighbor. Every single one received different times, and each time, it was right. An old man given 2 days died in his sleep. A young woman with 3 weeks left was hit by a car on the exact day the countdown ended. The app was never wrong. And worse, no one could delete it. Every person Daniel asked to try removing it failed. The option to uninstall didn't exist. If you tried factory resetting your phone, the app reappeared. Sometimes it even opened by itself, flashing across the screen with a whisper. Daniel swore he heard it late at night, a faint voice muttering, "Soon." Weeks passed and Daniel's paranoia grew. He stopped sleeping, stopped eating. Every time he looked at his phone, the numbers kept ticking down. 13 years, 12 years, 11. The countdown mocked him with every passing second. Then one night, Daniel's nightmare truly began. As he lay in bed, staring at the glowing numbers, the timer suddenly glitched. The screen flickered. His 13 years vanished, replaced with 2 days. Daniel's chest tightened. He sat up, shaking. His hands trembled as he tried to close the app, but it refused to shut down. No matter how many times he pressed the button, the red numbers burned against the black screen. 2 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds. The whispers grew louder that night. At first, they came from his phone, but soon he heard them in his apartment echoing in the walls. Soon. We're waiting. Shadows seemed to move in the corners of his vision, but when he turned, nothing was there. By the next evening, Daniel was a wreck. He called his parents, his friends, anyone who might listen. No one believed him. He begged a priest to bless his home. He even smashed his phone with a hammer, desperate to destroy the app. But the next morning, when he bought a new phone, the app was already installed, the countdown continuing exactly where it left off. 1 day left. That night, Daniel locked every door and window. He sat in the center of his apartment, clutching a kitchen knife, his eyes locked on the glowing red numbers. The whispers were deafening now, filling his ears, overlapping voices chanting in unison. Time is running out. It's almost here. As the final hour approached, Daniel swore he saw figures in the shadows, tall, thin shapes with glowing eyes, watching him from the corners of the room. They didn't move, didn't blink. They just waited. With only minutes left, Daniel broke. He screamed, hurling his phone across the room. The screen cracked, but the numbers continued glowing, counting down. 10, 9, 8. Daniel pressed himself against the wall, knife trembling in his hand. The figures leaned closer, their whispers now a roar. It's time. When the countdown hit 0, Daniel felt an icy grip around his throat. He gasped, clawing at nothing, the knife slipping from his hand. The shadows surged forward, swallowing him whole. His body went limp. The next morning, his neighbors found the apartment door wide open. Daniel was gone. His phone lay on the floor, the screen still glowing. A new message replaced the countdown. One more soul collected. And within hours, the app began spreading again, shared on forums, whispered about in chat rooms, waiting for the next curious victim to download.